Good evening and I welcome you students. We are telling you about enthalpies of different type of reactions. When a reaction takes place, student, there is a heat change in the reaction, and when we measure the enthalpy change means heat change per mole, student, that is what we call as standard enthalpy change. So what we were doing, we were measuring the standard enthalpies. They are measured under standard conditions, students, under standard conditions. We studied last time enthalpy of combustion. What is enthalpy of combustion, student? Can you tell me what is enthalpy of combustion? What is enthalpy of combustion, students? What do you mean by enthalpy of combustion, students?
The amount of
What do you
mm,
mean by enthalpy of combustion, students? How do we define enthalpy of combustion? When 1 mole of a substance undergoes combustion, students, under standard conditions, all the reactants and products being in their standard specified condition, students, that is called enthalpy of combustion. For example, we have given this is our butane gas. When i when i do the combustion of 1 mole of butane, but I am saying combustion of 1 mole of C4H10 gas, student. You know this gas is being used at your home, student, butane. So when you do the combustion, what will happen? Carbon dioxide, water, and lot of heat will be liberated. How much? The enthalpy of combustion of this is given as this. You this standard value of the enthalpy of combustion of butane minus 2658 kilojoules per mole. That means if I burn, a student, completely 1 mole of C4H10 gas, student, how much heat is liberated? Minus 2658 kilojoules. We are talking of mole, student, all the time. If you see how many grams will be there in 1 mole, you know, C4H10, student, 12 into 4, 48. And you have how many? One hydrogen, 1 into 10. How much? 10. So that amounts to, student, 58 gram of C4H10. So 1 mole of C4H10 is equal to 58 grams per mole. So you can see we are always talking in terms of moles in chemistry, not in terms of grams, because that is the number which we will use in stoichiometry of the reactions. Balanced chemical reaction, and we are talking in moles, student. Similarly, the glucose which is inside your body, student, that process you are calling respiration, students. You are inhaling what? Inhale oxygen gas, students. And what is the result of that? It will react with the glucose. 1 mole of glucose to form carbon dioxide, water, and you are getting minus 2802 kilojoule per mole of heat inside your body, students. These are the standard conditions which we have to take when we will do the reaction. So this is what we mean by enthalpy of combustion. Now we are coming to another important, student, enthalpy term which we will use a lot in chemistry. What do you mean by enthalpy of atomization, student? Enthalpy of atomization. You have, this is my molecule, hydrogen gas. What is this, student? It is a molecule. There is a, single bond between them. There is a bond in hydrogen and hydrogen atom. Yes or no?
yes
There is
sir.
a bond. So enthalpy of atomization mean I want to break this bond, student, and create atoms. What I will create? How many atoms you will get from here? Two atoms. So we have dissociated H2 gas into hydrogen atom, student. But that will need energy. Yes, tell me yes or no.
Yes sir.
This will absorb energy, student, and under standard conditions, whenever I say I write delta atomization, A for atomization, the standard enthalpy of atomization for the breaking of hydrogen into hydrogen atoms is student plus 435.0 kilojoules per mole students. So you will need 435 kilojoules for 1 mole of the hydrogen. 1 mole means how many molecules are there? If you have 1 mole of H2, what it means? 6.022 into 10 power 23 molecules of H2 student gas. So what we are saying, students, that you will have to supply energy. You will have to give heat to break the bond, because this is attractive interaction between the two hydrogen atoms. You want to break it, you will have to supply energy. How much? For the hydrogen, this is called enthalpy of atomization. Why? Because you have created atoms. These are atoms. Okay? So similarly, students, if I take CH4, if I consider CH4 students, this has how many bonds, student? How many bonds are there? 4. If you want to break it, atomization mean what? You are breaking it into, student, carbon atoms. How many hydrogen atoms are there, student? How many? 1, 2, 3, and 4 hydrogen atoms. Am I right? I may
Yes,
write
sir.
it like this: carbon C plus 4 hydrogen atoms, student, in the gas state. So here you will need energy, student, enthalpy. You are breaking these bonds, and we are saying delta AH value is equal to plus 1665 kilojoule per mole. So how much enthalpy is required? How much energy, how much heat is required, student? 1665 kilojoules per mole. For 1 mole of this, you will need this much amount of energy. At the same time, students, sometimes you have solid. What do you mean by solid? Sodium is a metal and it exists in solid form. What do you mean by solid form? In the solid, if I say there is 1 mole of sodium, 1 mole of sodium will mean how many atoms of sodium are there? Tell me, how many atoms of sodium are there in this? 6.02 to 10 power 23 atoms of sodium are there, student, in 1 mole of sodium. You know what is the atomic mass of sodium? 23. So if I take 23 gram of sodium, a piece of 23 gram of sodium, there will be how many atoms? But they are together. These atoms are together, student. There is a force, metallic bond between them, what we call as metallic bond between them. Now, if you want to convert it into gas, student, you have to supply energy. That is also called enthalpy of atomization. And how much heat is required, student, for 1 mole of sodium to 1 mole of sodium gas? So solid to gas means in the solid, the particles are attracted by strong interactive forces. And when they come to gas, what happens? The particles are separated. Is it true? Right? So this is also called enthalpy of sublimation or enthalpy of atomization. Standard value 108.4 kilojoule per mole, student. This is also called enthalpy of sublimation, students, because this is solid to gas is what? Sublimation.
Yes,
So
sir.
you will need what? You will need how much, student? 108.4 kilojoule per mole of, that is the heat, that is the energy required for this process. Note down everything, then we will proceed further, students. So enthalpy of sublimation and enthalpy of atomization are the same things. Here, enthalpy of sublimation and enthalpy of atom is same in the case of sodium because it was in the solid. You are converting into gas. The atoms are getting separated from the solid, students. Have you noted everything, students?
Right, sir.
Can I proceed further? What do you mean by bond enthalpy, student? There is a bond. I want to break the bond, student. Then what will happen? Energy will have to be supplied. When bond is formed, student, energy is released. So I'm talking of bond enthalpy, student. Bond enthalpy means for diatomic molecules, it is the same as atomization energy. For example, student, if I have Cl2, there is a bond between two chlorine atoms. You know, covalent bond. This is a covalent bond, student. So if you want to break it, student, what will happen? It will dissociate to give two Cl atoms, student, in the gas state. So this is called bond enthalpy of the chlorine, student. And you will have to supply energy. You will have to supply energy, student. You will have to supply heat to break it. Yes or no? Because there is an attractive interaction. And this comes out to be, student, plus 242 kilojoules per mole, student. If I take 1 mole of Cl2 and I want to break it into 1 mole of Cl atoms, I will need how much energy? 242. And if the reverse happens, then what will happen, student? If I do the reverse, the same amount of energy will be released.
Yes, sir.
That will become minus of 242 kilojoules per mole. Am I right? But I'm trying to tell you, student, when a chemical reaction takes place, reactants have bonds. Some bonds are breaking. And when products are formed, new bonds are being formed. And that is the reason reactions could be either exothermic or endothermic because of the bond enthalpies. Some bonds are more stable. They need more energy to break. Some bonds are weak. Less energy is required to break. Right? So we will see what is the value of the bond energies. If similarly, if I take oxygen, now this is also the atomization energy in the case of these diatomic molecules. I can say that this is a diatomic molecule, student. What molecule? Diatomic molecule. What do you mean by a diatomic molecules? That it is made up of two atoms. Cl2, you can take Br2, you can take H2, all these, you can take O2. What you find here, student? They are made up of how many atoms? They are diatomic molecules, two atoms. So in such cases, the enthalpy of atomization and bond dissociation enthalpy is same. Now, if you want to dissociate oxygen atom into two oxygen atoms, student, the value is delta oxygen H is how much? 428, student, kilojoules per mole. This value is more than Cl2.
Yes, sir.
Why? You know why oxygen? That we are saying delta dissociation enthalpy of O2 is more than delta dissociation enthalpy of Cl2. What is the reason? These are, of course, we are taking in gas standard conditions. You know, oxygen is a double bond
Yes, sir.
and Cl is a single bond. Single bond, student. This is a double bond. So more energy will be required because it is a double bond. This is a single bond. This is longer. This is shorter. This bond is shorter, student. Bond length is shorter. And this bond length is longer. And if you take N2, this is a triple bond. So it will have very high bond enthalpy. The bond dissociation enthalpy of nitrogen will be very high. High bond dissociation enthalpy because it is a triple bond. ठीक है? As the bond order will increase, student, the bond will become stronger and more energy will have to be supplied to break the bond. And for diatomic molecules, we can say that enthalpy of atomization is same as bond dissociation enthalpy. ठीक है? Note it down. Note it down.
Yes, sir. I'm looking down.
Can I proceed further, students? You have noted everything?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, students. What will happen in the case of polyatomic molecules? What do you mean by polyatomic molecules, students? Molecules which are made up of more than two atoms. They have more than two atoms, students. For example, CH4. This is a polyatomic molecule. How many atoms are there in this? Tell me. How many atoms are present in CH4, students? How many atoms?
How many?
Atoms.
In CH4, there are five atoms.
4 plus 1, 5 atoms. How many bonds are there?
CH, there are 4 bonds.
4 CH bonds. ठीक है? How do
Yes,
you
sir.
write one like this? This is your CH4. So what is the interesting thing, student? All the CH bonds are equal in length. ठीक है? These are equal, student, in bond length. ठीक है? But when I will break it, student, when I will break it, what will happen? But I am saying energy required to break, students, individual bonds. Individual bonds. Individual bonds are different. What I mean, student, all the 4 bonds are not breaking at the same time. Then how the bonds are breaking, students? You have this CH, 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 CH. ठीक है? What happens in step 1? One bond is breaking. What will you get then? You will get this plus hydrogen gas, student. This is the first breaking of the first. So there will be some value of this, student. ठीक है? After this is formed, what is the step 2? Then this further breaks, student. How it will break? CH, you have 2 and 1 more hydrogen is breaking. This is also gas, student. ठीक है? Then delta H2, student. Step 3, what will happen? You have this CH, CH gas, student. This will break, student, to give CH plus H. That will be delta H3, students. Finally, this will break, step 4. What will happen? This will break, student, to give C gas, H gas. ठीक है? This will be delta H4. How many steps I have shown, student? Tell me. How many steps I have shown? 1,
You
2,
have
3.
shown 4 steps.
So the enthalpies of the 4 steps are different. Here the value is 427. These are in kilojoules per mole, student. Here the value is, student, 439 kilojoules per mole. This is 452 kilojoules per mole. This is 347. So we are having different values now. So what will we do, student, now? The values are totally different. Values are totally different, students. So if I add all this, what I will get, student? What is the sum of these values, student? Tell me, what is the sum of these values? Can you add these values? Tell me what answer you are getting. Add all the 4 and tell me what is the answer. What is the value coming, students? If I add the 4, what is the answer coming? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. How much is the answer? Tell me. Add the 4 numbers. What is the problem?
The enthalpies. Wait.
Yes, add all these. What I am asking you to add these values. If I add my
I
answer,
got 1665.
plus 1665 kilojoules per mole. So the total enthalpy change for this reaction is how much? Plus 1665 kilojoule per mole. But you can see, students, individual steps have got different values. Okay? Why they have different values? Because the environment of each is different, student. Okay? This environment is different, this environment is different, this environment is different. So therefore, students, if I want to calculate delta CH, that is the bond enthalpy of one CH bond, then that will be called what? Mean. What we call it as? Mean bond enthalpy. That is my mean bond enthalpy, student. What will be that value? That will be plus 1665 divided by 4. Why? There are 4 steps. There are 4 steps. So we will get a mean value. What is this value coming out? Tell me. What is this value? How much is this? 4, 4 the, 4 1 the, 4 6 the. So it will be 416 kilojoule per mole, student. So what we calculate, student, in polyatomic molecules is the mean bond enthalpy. Got the point? So whatever is given in the table, tabular form, they will give a table of the different values. That will be for polyatomic molecules mean bond dissociation enthalpy. Is it clear? For diatomic molecule, no problem. For polyatomic molecules, we have to take the mean. Then only we can get it. So they are called mean dissociation enthalpy. What do we call as mean dissociation enthalpy for polyatomic molecules? So can note down all the steps. Note down, students, all the steps. So we are getting this much. This is called the mean bond dissociation enthalpy. What we are getting, student? Mean bond enthalpy of CH bond. All right, get it? Note down everything, students. Once you are finished with it, I will proceed further, students.
Yes, sir.
Done?
Not yet, sir.
Okay, do it. Do it.
Written, sir.
All right. You understood what I am trying to say? That for polyatomic molecules, the values which are given are actually mean bond enthalpy values. Why? Because the breaking dissociation takes place in steps, and the value of each step is different because the environment is different. Now, students, standard enthalpy of reaction is related to bond enthalpies of reactants and products. For any reaction, students, this is important for any reaction. In any reaction, what happens? You have reactants, okay, and you have products, students. What happens? The reactants, what will happen? The bonds are breaking. Here the bonds are breaking, students. And here bonds are being formed, student. Yes or no? New bonds are being formed. So bond breaking will require energy. And when bond will break, energy will be released. So if we know these values of the bond enthalpies, if we know, student, the values of bond enthalpies, then we can calculate the delta RH, student, enthalpy of the reaction. Then it is possible to calculate enthalpy of the reaction, student. How? Delta RH will be equal to, student, standard value, sum of the bond enthalpies of reactants. This is positive. This is positive. The heat is absorbed. Heat is absorbed. Heat is absorbed, student. Yes or no? So this is positive. Then I can say minus sum of the bond enthalpies, sum of the bond enthalpies of the products, because heat will be evolved, student, in the bond formation. Clear? Right? You got the point, student? This is important. This is used, student, to calculate. Therefore, we can use this formula to calculate, student, the enthalpy of reaction. In other words, student, I can say if the products are in gas phase, student, okay, this relationship is useful when the required are values are not available, students, not available. So the reaction are important quantities, okay, because you are breaking the bond. The net enthalpy change of a reaction is the energy required to break all the bonds, okay, that is positive, and bond formation is negative, students. This relationship, okay, valid when all substances in the reaction are in the gaseous state. When the reactants and products are in the gas phase, student. This is important when the reactants and products are in gaseous state, students. In gaseous state. So we can write the general formula. Sum of the bond enthalpy of reactants minus sum of the bond enthalpies of products will be equal to delta RH. That is what we are seeing, student. Delta RH. Note down, student. Note down, important. Noted everything? Can I proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, students. So students, here we are giving you some values of the mean single bond enthalpies in kilojoules per mole. Why do I say mean, student? Because we have shown you for polyatomic molecules, when I will break the bond, it will be breaking in many steps. And therefore, each bond dissociation enthalpy will be different. So we have to take mean of them. Add the 4. If there are 4 bonds, add, divide by 4. So here are the mean bond dissociation enthalpies in what we are saying, kilojoule per mole for different, which we are giving student mean bond enthalpies. Here you can see hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, silicon, like this. Okay?
Yes, sir.
These are in kilojoules. Kilojoules. You are hydrogen and hydrogen, carbon and hydrogen, carbon and hydrogen, nitrogen and hydrogen, nitrogen and hydrogen 464, oxygen and hydrogen, oxygen and hydrogen is H2O, then there will be mean value, mean value. So here are some of the values, student, we have given. This is a table, you don't have to know these values. In exam, they will give the values. Okay? Just to get some idea, student, what type of values are there in the bond dissociation enthalpies. And you can see, student, here they are giving some mean multiple bond enthalpies. Multiple bond, what is, if I have nitrogen, nitrogen double bond, student, the value is how much? 418 kilojoule per mole, student. And for triple bond, if nitrogen triple bond is there, what is the value, student? Delta N dissociation enthalpy for the triple bond is how much? Plus 946 kilojoule per mole. This value is quite high.
Yes, sir.
So it will be very difficult to break the nitrogen bond. That is why N2 gas is inert, student.
Okay.
Because its bond enthalpy is very high. If you are inhaling air, air contains oxygen and nitrogen. Oxygen reacts with the food, but nitrogen does not. Why? Because the bond enthalpy is very high. You can see that you will need large amount of energy to break it, which you don't have. So it acts as inert gas, student. But this bond CN is 891. Carbon carbon double bond. See, carbon carbon triple bond is still more energy. Carbon double oxygen and carbon this. See, as the bond lengths are increasing, student, what is happening? The enthalpies are also increasing. Single bond is weaker, double bond is more strong, and triple bond is more strong. So these are some of the enthalpies. What are these? Mean multiple bond enthalpy, student. They are always giving mean multiple bond enthalpy. Note down, students. Note down. Why do we need them, student? Because we can use them and solve questions. We can use them to calculate, student, delta R enthalpies of such reactions. Sum of the bond enthalpies of the reactants minus sum of the bond enthalpies of the products. Formula we have told you. So there will be questions based on that formula. Questions will be there based on that formula, students. Note down. These are particularly important, student. What do you mean by enthalpy of solution, student? What do you mean by enthalpy of a solution? What do you mean by enthalpy of a solution of a substance, student? If you have a substance, student, AB, this is in solid form, solid. If I put it in water, what will happen, student? What happens, student? If I put it in water, student, what will happen? If I consider this is an ionic solid, student, like NaCl, ठीक है? NaCl is ionic.
Yes, sir.
When this is held by strong ionic bond, student, there is a strong inter-attractive forces. There are strong inter-attractive forces, student, in them. First, to dissolve it, you will have to supply an energy, student, which is called lattice enthalpy. Lattice enthalpy means that energy which is required to break this, student, into solid, into gaseous ions. So what you will need, student, if I have AB solid, first you will need delta lattice enthalpy that will break it into ions, so student, in the gaseous form. One is a cation, other is an anion. After this, once it goes in the solution, what will happen? A plus gas, B plus gas, student, it will go in water. Okay, you have water here, H2O. What will happen? This will get hydrated, student. What they form? A plus aqueous and B minus aqueous. Hydration. This is called hydration. And when this will happen, student, there will be release of energy. This is energy plus absorbed. Here, this is energy will be released, student. Energy will be released. And this is known as hydration enthalpy, student. What do we call this? Hydration enthalpy, represented by delta hydration, student. Okay? H. So this is negative, student. Negative. Because this heat will be evolved. So I can say that in a solution, if I dissolve AB, student, first we have to supply energy equal to lattice enthalpy. It will break up into two ions in the gas form. Then this will release energy. This energy will be released to form hydrated ions. So then what will be the delta solution, student? Enthalpy of solution will be equal to, student, delta lattice enthalpy plus delta hydration enthalpy, students. Okay? And you know that this will be positive, this will be negative value. Signs I have already indicated. Students. If lattice enthalpy of a substance is very high, then I will not be able to dissolve it because I don't have energy to break it, student. And you see, if I increase the temperature, solubility increases because more energy is available to break it, student. Okay? And we will discuss this lattice enthalpies and hydration enthalpy in the next lecture, student, more about it. That what is the magnitude of these enthalpy changes we are likely to discuss in the coming lecture, students. So I hope you understand this is delta solution. Enthalpy of solution is equal to delta lattice enthalpy plus delta hydration. This is a positive sign, student. This value is positive and this value is negative, students. Here heat will be evolved, student, when hydration will take place. Here heat will be absorbed when you will break the bonds. When you will break this ionic bond, student, into solid, into gaseous ions in the solution, you will need energy, student. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
All right, this ends the lecture here. We will meet you in the next class, and good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.